Magic fans, I'm Beef and welcome back to another Historic Brawl gameplay video, this time featuring a Kaalia of the Vast. Kaalia is a, not a massively old card, but it's been around for a while, but we've only just got her on Arena thanks to Modern Horizons 3, and she is a very, very powerful commander. She's a 4-mana commander, she's a 2-2 with fly, which is not the best stats, but she has an attack trigger that says whenever she attacks an opponent, you may put an angel, demon or dragon creature card from your hand on the battlefield tapped and attacking that opponent. So the name of the game is a lot of big scary creatures which we can cheat into play. Just something to point out though that when you put a creature in tapped and attacking, one, it gets around vigilance obviously because it says it's tapped, but two, if a creature has a attack trigger like Kaalia does or like Drakaseth does, that triggers when you choose to make an attack. So if you put it onto the battlefield and it's already attacking, you don't get those attack triggers. So we do have a few creatures that do have attack triggers, but we'll get those if we cast them, attack normally, or if we cheat into play and then get it the next turn. I'm not going to go through all the cards one by one, but just to highlight some important ones. So this is a pretty slow deck. So angels are really powerful because a lot of the angels like Baneslayer Angel, Boombringer Valkyrie, Lyra, Liesa, they have lifelink, so being able to get them onto the battlefield to get back life is great to catch up and stabilise. Jada also lets us ramp into angels and increases, puts +1/+1 counter on angels when they come into play. And Righteous Valkyrie gains us life when an angel or a cleric ETBs, and Kaalia is a cleric, and it buffs our board if you have more. Basically, you have 32 life. Demons, Gristlebrand obviously is the big one. It has 7/7 life link, and then pay 7 to draw 7 cards. But I've really been enjoying Crabomination in this deck. It is bizarrely the only creature that we cheat into play that doesn't have flying, so it can be blocked and chumped as a 5/5. But its ETB trigger is pretty powerful. Your target opponent exiles a top card of the library, a card from random. Card at random from the graveyard and a card at random from their hand. You may cast a spell from among those cards, exile this way without paying its mana cost. So it's just extra value. It is a cast, so you can't play lands, you can't really ramp, but I have got an opponent's mana stone off it before, so you know that's not bad. I've not hit massive things, but I think I've hit a Ragavan off it as well. So it's just a little bit of extra value. And dragons, again, are obviously the big hitters. Balefire Dragon is a great one. When it hits an opponent, it deals that much damage to each creature that player controls. Incinerator of the Guilty can do something similar. Terror of Mount Velas gives all your creatures double strike when at ETB, so that can just be a one-hit KO, really. And because of Kaalia's trigger, what we also want to do is give a haste, and we have that with Lava Spur Boots, Swiftfoot Boots, which are just great equipment to have in Commander anyway, and then Rising of the Day, which gives all your creatures haste, and legendary creatures you control get +1/+0. So Kaalia, and if we hit some of our legendary angels, dragons and demons, will be hitting for a bit harder. We do have a small amount of ramp, Mox Amber, Arcane Signet and Dark Ritual, but not a huge amount. It's slow in the fact that you need to get to turn 5 generally to do something, so being able to get some of them down earlier is great. Then we have some removal / interaction / annoyance. Curse of Silence, just curse your opponent's commander. Lauren can take out Artifacts Enchantments. Toxic Deluge can wipe both boards, but hopefully we're going to have some 7/7, so maybe we'll wipe our opponent's board more. Further Profane and Haggard Mauling can also be played as lands, and Fury is just a great card to either we can evoke it early if we need to clear the board, or we can play it later on. Obviously we can't put it into play with Kaalia though. And then there's some general good stuff. These are meant to be in the removal pile. Esper Sentinel, Malika Rebirth, a great protection spell. If we want to play Kaalia, say on turn 5 when we've got an extra mana, or if we've ramped and play on turn 4, we can keep this up to protect Kaalia. Reanimate to get stuff back from the graveyard. Ragavan's just a really good card to have. We have got Idyllic Tutor, which might be a bit of a waste. I'm not actually cast it. We only have a couple of enchantments in our deck, but it's a great way to get Rising of the Day, which is such a powerful card. Search of Glory is also a good way to find a extra land or a legendary card, and obviously a lot of our big things are legendaries. Can also find the Cruelty of Gigs. Ishin is also a great card it doubles up all your attack triggers. And obviously Kaalia's is an attack trigger, so being able to put in 2 creature cards is incredibly powerful. It also doubles up Aurelia, the Law Above's triggers, and in fact in one of the games our opponent swung out with a lot of creatures and we got 2 card draws, and then we lightning helix our opponent twice, which I don't know if we were dead without that, but we would have been close. Giz's command can give us some lifelink and wipe small creatures, although white will kill Kaalia, but it also allows us to get the creatures back from the graveyard. So if we have his hand and they kill Kaalia, we can maybe let it go to graveyard, same with reanimate. Or if one of our big dragons or demons or angels gets killed, we can get it back. Cruelty of Gix can do that as well, and then Amiri is cool, just a way to get some extra angels if we don't need it as a land. We do have in mana base, we do have a couple of ways to give our creatures haste. Arena of Glory, so if we have this, we can give Kaalia haste on turn 4. Hand with Battlements, it does cost a mana to give Kaalia haste, so won't be able to do it on the same, well, if we play Kaalia on curve, we won't be able to do it the same turn, and then the rest of it is just all the usual fetch lands and dual lands. So this is not a cheap deck. There are 19 mythics in it. One of the other cards that we could put in is Sneak Attack, which is a 4 mana enchantment, and then you can pay 1 red to basically put a creature into play. It gains haste and sack it in the turn, so that it would be a way to get Kaalia down and then sack it. Actually, no, it wouldn't, because we'd only be able to do it from a hand. It would be a way to get some of our bigger creatures down, but we have so many mythics and rares, I thought we would leave that out. So yeah, I hope you all enjoy it. I had a great blast playing the deck. It is very, very powerful, and I hope you all enjoy it. And if you do, please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the gameplay. So we're missing red and obviously any kind of ramp. I think we're going to mulligan that. This is better. We do have some removal. You can get down with Triumph turn 1. We don't have any ramp though, but we do have some things to hit with Kaalia. I think I'll just Galvanic discharge the Ragavan and maybe next turn dash in my own Ragavan. Let's get a... Doesn't really matter. Sacred Foundry. So we can't actually dash in a Ragavan when we need another untapped land. Oh, there is an untapped land. But with Scrap Gorger, I don't think it really makes much difference. Well, let's get down our Surveil land then. Don't need Lauren. And I'll just play out Ragavan. So next time we can get down Ishin. Oh no, we can't. We still need another untapped land. We'll play the Triome. Well, I'll do this because it does allow us to play Ishin. And next turn we can get down Kaalia and hopefully get to a stage where we can attack with her. Do we just take out their Scrap Gorger and attack down their Domri? I think we do. Because what they could have doubled its power with Xenagos and then fought Kaalia with it using Domri. See, Swiftfoot boots would be really nice. Manually tapping. Oh, that's why then. Well, okay. We could Gix, but it doesn't do anything. We could Fury, which would... I'm going to have to pitch the Incinerator. Let's get a basic land. It really matters. Maybe should have just played Kaalia there. I think I'm going to have to play Gix's command against some life, maybe? Or we just go for Kaalia and hope it survives. They have something. I'll keep Ishin back, swinging with Ragavan. Just take a land off them, which is a bit annoying. I'd rather than draw a land. Well, we can... No, not that. Does Kaalia survive? Let's put it on Kaalia. Get back Fury. Hold back Ishin. We only have one thing to put in, but Crabomination's pretty good. We will keep our own Ragavan. Take another land off them. We're back up to 10 as well. That's pretty good. And yeah, it's a shame we didn't get to put two things in with Kaalia, but obviously we needed to take out that Quake Mole with Fury, so we had to pitch it to the Fury, and obviously you exile it. So we didn't even go to a graveyard, so we couldn't have got it back with Gix. But a really good result. Well, we have a lot of black mana, but not much else. Lava Spur Boots is really good. We do need red mana for Kaalia. But we are on the draw. Play, sorry. So hopefully we draw into it. And getting down one of these big demons or dragons on turn 4, hopefully. I'll play the Swamp because we may not need to play Godless Shrine untapped on turn 2. We do have, I think, over 40 lands in this deck, so hopefully we hit a land. Maybe waiting, if we get the land, we wait until turn 5 maybe for Kaalia. We can get Sacred Foundry with the Heath, so that's the red mana we need. But they can play out Radha. They are ramping like champions. Let's get... Actually, I'll just get a Triumph. We don't need it untapped. We have had a pretty slow start. But next turn we can Flare of Malice something. Or if they take out our Boots, I'm not going to be happy. See, they have quite a lot of mana. And they have 2 land drops a turn. What do they pitch? They pitch a Goreclaw. Swords is a pretty good draw. I'm going to play out Mira's Call. Enters tapped. That way next turn we can play Kaalia, attach to Boots. Hopefully play out something really big and we can just Swords it. Time Warp is not really what we wanted to see. But next turn, we should be able to wipe their board with Balefire Dragon. That's really annoying. Probably should have waited. Well, let's play out Kaalia then. And we'll play out the Godless Shrine tapped. They only got 2 cards, so hopefully they don't have a huge amount. So we're going to be able to wipe their board. Apart from Toski, obviously. The card draw is not great. I'm not sure why they equipped that then, but never mind. Right. Obviously, Toski survives, but do we care about one? No, I think we're going to play out Ragavan. And then next turn, we can get out the Boombringer Valkyrie. I might even chump Toski. Yeah. We can get out the Boombringer Valkyrie, buff the dragon, give it lifelink. Oh, that's not the worst thing in the world. Because we can do Rakdos, cause him to sacrifice some things or draw a couple of cards and smack in for 6. Or we can gain 7 life. I would love to draw Ishin. They sack 2 or let us draw. And we can kill Flare of Malice, we can cast Flare of Malice. Can we non-land as well? Our opponent's thinking about it. They let us draw. So we can get the Brass Dragon and hopefully bring some creatures back, or Crabomination to get stuff from them. That's if they even survive. Ancient Brass Dragon would be lethal with just Kaalia. See, we can take that out. Will cost us 3 life, but it's not the end of the world. Oh no, it won't, because it's not targeted. Yeah. Yeah, that was a pretty good result. And in fact, for some reason, I thought Flare of Malice was a destroy creep thing. Otherwise, we could have taken out Toski earlier, which we probably should have done. But something to learn for next time. So another really good result. Just shows that if you don't take out Kaalia, it's you know, you're probably on a hide into nothing. So we have all our colours. Rising of the Day is really good as well with Kaalia. So I think this is a keeper. Again, it's pretty slow. But actually now, might be able to draw some cards of Esper Sentinel. Turn 3 Rising of the Day, turn 4 Kaalia. Get down Rakdos maybe. Mana Tithe could be good to tax a creature spell. tax their ramp. Yeah, and next turn, assuming the Rising of the Day survives, we can get down Kaalia, swing in. Actually, do we go ultimate value and go Crabomination? I think so. We know we've got a Mind Stone at the very least. We've only got a Mind Stone. But next turn, assuming Kaalia survives, we can Rakdos. And if it doesn't, if we draw an untapped land because of that Mind Stone, we can still get Rakdos. If we could also search for Griselbrand, which will be a big swing. Again, assuming Kaalia survives. Do Verse play Kenrith? Kenrith's to 5/5. Can block the Crabomination. Or what I could do... No, I wouldn't be able to cast them both. I think I'll just get down Rakdos. They've got something. Might be Arid Mesa. As far as I know... Oh, it causes things to phase out. Yeah. Well, that was annoying. If we get another land as well, we can search for Glory Ishin. And get down two things. The Shire is going to be big. Oh, they shuffled it away. That's probably not what they were looking for. It's not the end of the world. Again, we do need another land. There is a land. I think we get down Drakuseth. We'll just get an untapped land. And then next turn, well, we've got lethal in the air. Even if they get down a blocker, we can swing in with Drakuseth and kill our opponent with the triggers. Bit of a shame that Crabomination only hit a Mind Stone, but it did help us ramp, so it's not too bad. And a Damri, so a mono green big creature deck. So we are lacking red, but we are on the draw. Do we can surveil with the backstreet? Sure. They're going to be able to get some big nasty creatures into play. Reprieve might help. Hopefully we might reanimate that with Cruelty. Well, that's the card we wanted, but we don't have any red mana, unfortunately. And we don't actually have any big things to hit with Kaalia. Wyra Symbiote's really powerful, and assuming they replay Eladamri, we can take it out with Flare. Yeah, we didn't actually play anything, we just took out all their creatures, which, you know, that's part of the game and it works. It's a shame we didn't draw any red mana, but what we could have done is use Cruelty to look for a red land, and then its next thing would have brought back a creature. Maybe we bring back Fury, so we can take out a couple of their creatures or their commander again, and then we can cut down Rising of the Day and Kaalia and, you know, started smashing in. So we have our colours. We do need, well, technically we don't need one more land. Malekith Reaper, though, is good protection. And Adult Gold Dragon's just quite a French vanilla creature to get down, but so is Lyra Dawnbringer. And we do have a board wipe in Toxic Deluge. So I think this is a keeper. We'll play out the Blood Crypt. We just carry on playing out tap lands. I might wait until we have an extra black mana for Kaalia to protect with Malekith Rebirth if we need to. So what do we have? We have black, red, red. So we definitely need red, white. I will just get a Triumph. We might also be up against counter spells. Let's get a black-white Surveil land. Giada's okay. In fact, I will play Giada. See if there's a stick. There is. Yeah, it's going to be one of those kind of games. I imagine they're just... Oh, they do tap out. Do they have a pact? They do not. We do have Malekith Rebirth if we need to protect it. let's put this on black. So, Dawnbringer. But do we clear out the Drake first? Or attempt to. Up to 28. They must have a sweeper. I mean, that's not the scariest thing in the world. Up to 37. I'm not entirely sure what their deck was trying to do. I'm not even sure what a commander does. When it attacks, sacrifice any number of other creatures. Then exile the top X cards of your library, where X is their total power. You may cast any number of instant sources from among the exile cards without paying a mana cost. So pretty powerful. However, it's a 7 mana with haste. It does have menace and walled. But they did have 7 mana, so they could have sacrificed a few things, but obviously we didn't have much. And I don't know what they had in their hand, because I think letting us take out their Enigma Drake was, well, if they had a way to stop it, they probably should have done. Tulane. Well, we have some ramp. We have removal, lots of removal, and Crabomination. I don't know why it's so hard to say that. Is a great thing to put in. So I think this is definitely a keeper. We are missing black, but Arcane Signet can get us there. Hopefully we draw some more big hitters. Or ramp. Not ramp, haste. Go ahead and attack. If they play something turn 1, we could still take it out turn 2, play the Arcane Signet, use that to cast whatever it is we need to cast. Tulane's a very powerful creature deck, creature-based card. Okay, maybe I should have kept up removal. Well, actually, no, he still would have got it. Yeah, I will happily take 1. Urgh. Now we're in trouble because we don't have any black mana. If they want to let us draw, I'm more than happy to do for that. That's something we're probably going to have to take out. Oh, we do have black mana, sorry, in Dragon Skull Summit. Completely forgot we drew that and played that. Helix, not a bad draw. I think we just fire off that now. They seem to be an energy-based deck as well. Well, with an untapped land, we can play the Dracosaur. That is an untapped land. Sure. Hopefully it survives and gives us some value. Also being a 5/5 first striker with flying. Means it's a big boy to get through. They are going to get not subtlety, solitude, I'm guessing. Oh no, extraction specialist. Value. They only have one untapped mana. I'm gonna crack this. Shock in a Godless Shrine. And Curse of Silence, Tulane. Checking that is, yep. I think I hold back for now. So next turn we could take out the Oracle of the Alpha. And in fact a lot of their board. Get in Crabomination. You know, I would quite like something else as well to draw at some point. It's fine. We can take out a lot of things. Yeah, that's going to be an issue. Balefire Dragon would be quite nice. Right. What do we do? Gonna play out the boots. I'm going to equip them to Kaalia. Let's take out the Oracle. We'll pay 3. Then we will swing in let's put our Crabomination. And what do we hit? Soul Warden, Ranger of Eos. Oracle of the Alpha. Sure, let's try and get the power 9. And we can keep up the Edict and Source of Plowshares. Oh yeah. I think abominations are one of the only big things we've got that doesn't have flying. We only really have tutoring for Rising of the Day, which we don't need now. We can't take out Voice of Resurgence on their turn. Well, little did they know that in our 6 cards in hand, we didn't have anything to put back into play with Kaalia. But, well, we still won, so that's the important thing. Yeah, Voice of Resurgence was going to be an issue. I probably would have played Shoulders Edict next turn. And maybe they were like, oh, we can sacrifice it to create a huge creature, but then I could have swords it. And hopefully we drew into something more powerful pretty soon. I think this is a mulligan. We do need another... 2 lands is probably not enough. Well, that's a lot more lands. Actually, Ishin is good. And with Mox Amber can be some ramp. Maybe I'll see if we can get a Surveil land. They are ramping on their way to Omnath. Ragavan's okay, we can play it next turn along with Ishin. They'll be able to play Omnath next turn. So all we can do next turn, get down Kaalia, then assume it survives. The turn after, get down Aurelia, attack, put in Baneslayer Angel. And then we'll draw a couple of cards. Yeah, there's Omnath. Nothing has reached though. Yeah. We're in trouble. What would be really good would be Balefire Dragon. Just so we get that card draw. Let's get down the Angel and Rakdos. Why can we put 3 things? It's weird we can select more than one. And then, sure. Actually, I'll get Dragon Drakazeth. They can take out Kaalia. But obviously we do have a lot of power in the air. Sure. They're going hunting. They have 2 mana left. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 18, 25, 30, 34? We're down to 6. And we swing in. Get a good game. Yeah, you know, look at that board. But getting in 2 things of Kaalia. Get in. Hello Magic fans and welcome back to the wrap up. So, as I'm sure you would have seen on the thumbnail, we played 7 games and we won every single one of them. Look at that line right there. Which, in theory, is the most powerful deck I've ever played. I've had a few 9-1 decks, but not in Commander. And yeah, we could have carried on playing, but essentially I got all the videos I need, and I liked seeing a 7-0 deck. A few caveats though. In all the games we played, I think Kaalia got countered once, but I think we already had a Rising of the Day down, so we could just play her with haste. And then only in one other game was she removed. And at that point, we already had a Drakazeth and a Baneslayer Angel and an Aurelia on the battlefield, so it's pretty much game over for our opponent already. If we were playing against a deck that had a lot more spot removal, I think we would have been in trouble. But we didn't seem to play against any of those decks. You know, we did well against aggro decks because, as I said, in a deck tech, with the amount of lifelink we have on our Angels, it can just turn the game basically. And because, you know, all our Angels have flying, it is hard for our opponents to block. So yeah, I wouldn't say lucky. You don't get lucky 7 times. It is a very powerful deck, and I built it in a way to get as much big creatures as we can, because there was one game where opponents scooped, and I think if they carried on, they probably would have won because we didn't have any creatures in our hand, and we had a lot of land. But with the amount of big creatures we have, we're always going to have something. And there was one game where we had Ishin down, and we managed to put 2 things onto the battlefield, which was great as well. And you know, we doubled up a few Irradiate triggers as well. So I had such a blast playing this. Also, you know, 3 colour decks are a great way to get through your daily quests as well. But as I said with deck tech, this deck is not cheap. 19 mythics is a lot, as well as a huge amount of rares. Most of our mana base is rare, and a lot of our other creatures are as well. But if you do play it, Please let me know in the comments how you get on. I hope you all enjoyed it. I had an absolute blast playing it. And I will see you all in my next video.